Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this Friday morning. Yes, we're on our way to Hampden after this weekend. There is a party to have this weekend, not only at Celtic Park but the Tron game. We're going to talk about that in just a second, and this party. I wonder how Chris Sutton's feeling today. About a year ago, Chris Sutton posted this on Twitter. Good luck to Matt O'Reilly if he goes. He's conducted himself brilliantly. Celtic will be weaker without him. I get Celtic are a development club and it will be can't stand in players' way. I get that, but the club shouldn't be weaker player-wise than last season, and they are. I wonder how he's feeling about that just now, because have Celtic been weaker this season? When you look at the goals that we've scored over the course of the season, if you look at the fact that there's 3 players on 20 goals this season, I wonder how Chris Sutton feels about that comment just now. I might just have to ask him tonight when I meet Chris and John Hartson. So look out for that video tomorrow and I might ask Chris that question. But anyway, let's get on to the party this weekend. Yes, the Tron Gate party and the 17th of May after flying the flag. Now, the Orange Order are they're having a march that starts near the Royal Infirmary in Glasgow. It's been organised by the Grand Lodge of Glasgow as a VE Day celebration, even though it's a week after the other celebrations for VE Day. There's around about 2,500 people expected to come from the city, heading across the Clyde at Kinning Park, and they're expecting around about 2,500 people there. The VE Victory March thing was on the 8th of May. Now, Glasgow City Council allowed this to take place a week later, and they knew that it was the weekend that the league finishes, and they also knew that it was at a time where Celtic fans, if they win the league, will meet up at the Tron Gate. Lodge members across the city say that it's their route. Their route will go down High Street to George Street, turn on at Montrose Street, etc, etc, and they'll be just 400 yards away. The parade is due to start at 9:45 a.m. The media is in complete meltdown, saying that this can't, feelings can't happen. Celtic fans have been urged not to party later that day. Glasgow City Council have caused this mess. They've caused the mess. They have now issued a statement pleading with fans not to attend the party. Yes. Never mind the fact that there's going to be something like 20,000 Celtic fans there. It's like, yeah, don't use lots, stay away. The 2,500 Orange Order mob that started walking at 9 o'clock in the morning. Remember, the Celtic game doesn't start till 12:30 or something. 3 hours later, and then there's got to play the game of football, which is even later. So the Celtic fans won't be getting there till about 3:45 in the afternoon. But they're the ones that stay away. Wouldn't the Orange Order have packed up and went home by then? Or are they staying just on purpose to antagonise Celtic fans on the day that we lift the championship? It's a shame that in Glasgow that fans can't get to celebrate. It's the only city in the world where when a team wins they don't get an open top bus, and fans don't get to openly celebrate in the street the winning of a title. It's a winning of another title, and let's face it, the Merchant City in the Tron Gate has been a big Celtic area for years where they have partied at the end of the season. But they're saying that there was damage to buildings, infrastructure and hundreds of thousands of pounds that could be spent on other services. Well, do you know what? This is completely down to Glasgow City Council allowing the Orange Order match to go ahead the same day as the last game of the season. They would have known that Celtic celebrate. But anyway, they're expecting us, who will be celebrating just 500 yards away. Yes. And of course, if anything does break out, it'll be Celtic fans' fault, because they went against the council and against the police and met up in massive numbers. How do you feel about it? Tell me in the comments. I mean, should we not party after winning the league? Should we just all go home and then sit in? I mean, Celtic fans have been commended for their gatherings over the years in different cities. I mean, you can think even back 20 years ago where they were voted the best fans, and not single one arrest in Seville and etc. But I think that if you are going to the Tron Gate, stay together in numbers. I don't agree to what the council are putting out. Don't walk about in numbers, because you can guarantee if that mob are kicking about, they'll pick on people that are walking home alone, and that's a fact. It's been done before. So stay safe, stay with your mates, and just make sure you have a good time, because it is our city. It's us winning the league again, and we shouldn't have to put up with any kind of nonsense that is completely unfounded in the reality and the realms. I mean, it's just crazy that you're not allowed to celebrate a league win in this country. But it is what it is. It's shocking, really. So one of the things that I forgot to talk about after the game on Wednesday night was obviously the meltdown from Chris Boyd, which was absolutely hilarious once again. Chris Boyd taken to the air after the game and going on about everything Rangers and what was wrong with them, and decided to have a go at Celtic. Since Brendan Rodgers came to Celtic, he's pretty much wiped the floor every season. Chris Boyd says that the Rangers are coming. The Rangers are coming and they're going to do great things. He's been left annoyed that the structure at his old club at Ibrox, and saying that, look, you have to give credit to Celtic. They don't budge on their model. When Brendan Rodgers come in, they want to sign more players. It happens. The players move on. They sell them. They move on. They don't do that at Ibrox. Since Gerrard left, the change at the football club has been incredible. My problem is that the biggest problem is Rangers' new manager will come in and they'll give him the keys to the castle to go and sign his type of players. And then all of a sudden, out the door, 18 months later, he's out the door. He's gone. Yep, I think it'll be the same next season. Even if they do get a takeover, who really cares? It's all about what Celtic can do, and the fact that we are the champions again. Well, it's a hard one for Chris to take. When you look at the potential transfer dealings that Brendan Rodgers will have this summer, it's going to be an interesting one. There is going to be some big players leave. Brendan Rodgers will have a key list of targets that he wants to bring in, but 14 titles out of the last 15, including 4 in a row. Another push for a treble is on. Another push for the 10 is potentially on. It's all about Celtic's dominance right now, and they don't like it. Hence the reason that they want us to stop having our parties at the Tron Gate. They want us to stop doing everything, to abide by them and abide by their rules. When they start giving us a challenge, maybe we will abide by it. Not a chance. Whether we're in Europe after Christmas or not, and obviously they enjoy the banter of they get far in Europe, and we don't. I would rather win trebles all day long, and titles. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.